Welcome to the Top Shelf Takes Championship Round 2. Today, we're talking about who are the top 6 fictional characters who would make the worst secret agents.
Monster.
That's not true. They dive into it.
Buzz!
Yes, it does.
This is the Top Shelf Takes Championship Episode 2. We're taking some of our most elite fighters and pitting them against one another to see who can make it to the final championship round and be declared the Top Shelf Takes champion. The champion will also be receiving the Top Shelf Takes Top Shelf Cup. Our first finalist has already been declared last episode as the one and only Katie Muse. Now, it's time to see who will do battle with her in the finals.
Hello, my name is Grace.
Hi there, I'm Katie and I'm here to fight.
Hey y'all, it's Autumn, back again.
Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to be the judge. We're going to have 3 episodes, each with 3 different contestants competing. In the 4th episode, the 3 winners will meet on Hallow Ground to decide who wins the Top Shelf Takes Top Shelf World Cup. Sometime down the road, they will have to defend that title. Today, I'm going to give each of you a 30-second opening pitch. Then, a 3-minute debate, at the end of which I will pick a winner for that spot on the top 6 list. Most spots on the list wins. If there is a tie of number of people who've made it onto the list, whoever has the highest spot takes the day. Katie, we're starting with you. The time begins when you start speaking.
All right, my pick for number 6 on my list of worst spies is Melvin from Madagascar. This man has too much anxiety to ever be in that professional setting. He is not stealthy. He is clumsy. He has too strong of a moral compass, and he is too much of a germaphobe to do any of the dirty work that you got to do to be a spy. Did you watch Madagascar 2? That man convinced himself that he was going to die just because he didn't understand the culture where he was. He cannot travel. He does not know how to do this. I yield my time.
Okay, my number 6 on my list for worst secret agent would have to be the one and only Jar Jar Binks. He's just a klutz. He's kind of scatterbrained, as in he is scatterbrained. He's a mess and no one wants him around. He's kind of obnoxious. I don't think he'd make a good secret agent, and that's it.
All right, coming in at number 6 for me is an iconic badass woman in film, but would make a terrible secret agent, and that is the shark from Jaws. She is very limited in her abilities. She knows how to do one thing and one thing only, and that is be a shark. The shark also has some anger issues that she's got to work on, doesn't do well in stressful situations, is stealthy, but has that music going every time. They'd know if she's coming. They'd hear her coming every single time. I yield the rest of my time.
All right, wow, what a 3. For the 6th spot, we have Melvin the Giraffe of Madagascar fame, Jar Jar Binks of Phantom Menace and other prequels fame, and Bruce the Shark, who is also a girl from Jaws. And begin the debate.
I would like to pitch that Melvin would get her ass kicked, her butt handed to her by either of your picks, which means that she is automatically the worst spy. I'm misgendering Melvin.
Fair, but also, have you met Jar Jar Binks? Like, do
Not
you
personally.
really? No. Well, let me tell you, he's a mess. I hear that Melvin's like, he's nervous, but so is Jar Jar, and then he does stupid stuff, like truly stupid stuff. Like Melvin just like panics himself, like Jar Jar then acts on the stupidity.
Dun, 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 dun. That's the sound. That's the sound of the shark coming.
I argue that Bruce could use that as a strategy to psych out her opponent before she goes in for the kill.
No, you see
Other spies with great soundtracks include the Mission
This is
Impossible
a
people.
secret agent. That is not a secret. Everyone knows that tune. Everybody knows Sharky's a-coming.
But Grace, like, what if they have bad hearing?
Well, I go to the second point, which is sharks exist underwater, so it would have to be underwater missions only, which if you've ever seen Mission Impossible, there's not that many. There's some. There's not that many underwater. But also, I mean, like, what else? It's a shark. Knows how to do one thing. Be a shark.
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of underwater, like, secret layers in movies, which is where we're getting all of our context for this conversation from.
It's a big shark. They in fact need a bigger boat in the movie because it's a big shark. So underground layers are just these little, like, you know, you see like a tiny wee Tom Cruise try and like sneak into the secret layer. A shark could not do that. A shark would go up and they go, oh my God, shark, evacuate the secret layer. And they'd also know the shark was coming. They'd hear that music. They would know.
I feel like the effectiveness of a shark, though, because they are, as we're taught in Jaws, the ocean's biggest predator, she would get in, she would get out. She does not need the element of surprise in her attack.
She doesn't. She's very effective.
I think she likes the drama. I truly think that she does like the drama. You've seen the opening of Jaws. She could have taken that swimmer out in just one chomp, but no, she was like, I'm gonna let her flail.
Her being a thespian has nothing to do with her efficacy as a spy.
Time. Wow. All right. So these are unbiased based on the arguments. I do want to add that Jaws, the shark, my biggest fear, scariest monster for me in movies. Really scary. Don't like that. Of course, we all know the lovable misfit Melvin, the giraffe, and the less lovable misfit Jar Jar. But I think that now there is a slight filibuster to this argument, but I think I heard the most about Jaws. I'm surprised, but the number 6 spot I think needs to go to Bruce the Shark in Jaws.
I would just like to preface, I did not digest the memo about fictional characters, but I'm going to defend and say that I believe this person is a fictional character. Coming in at number 5 for me, it's Nicolas Cage. I think Nicolas Cage would make a terrible secret agent. The Illuminati follows him everywhere. His tomb has been struck by lightning several times. Something in the universe, if he's on a secret mission, lightning's going, there he is, boys. Go get him.
Alrighty, my number 5 is Titus Andromedon from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. And this is why. He is just so over the top in the best way possible for him that it just wouldn't make a good spy, because he just, I feel like, would take it so seriously and put on this performance and it'd just be too much. And I love that about him, but I just think he'll sing everywhere he goes and it'll just be really loud and he'll have no element of surprise. So he is my number 5.
All right, my number 5 spot goes to Gilderoy Lockhart from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This man does not fathom the idea of a secret identity. This man needs to be in the spotlight so bad. He stole so many identities badly. He's an enemy of the people. He could not live in the shadows. He has to be in the spotlight. He also was usurped by 12-year-olds, which means he is fully not capable of completing a mission successfully. He will simply blow the cover of anything that he needs to be stealthy for. Yield my time.
Time starts for the debate. 3 minutes now.
Okay, so I was thinking Nicolas Cage the entire time for this, but I couldn't figure out a fictional character for him. So thank you, Grace, for just putting him in there. But I still think Titus is like, terrible for a spy. Yeah.
I would just like to say over the top. You say over the top for Titus. I don't know if you've ever heard of Nicolas Cage. That man is over the top. If you've seen his street fashion, his 2020 street fashion, that man dresses like he's at a Miley Cyrus concert. Like, no, it looks great. Like, no hate to him. It looks great, but he's the opposite of discreet. As I said, He believes he is a member of the Illuminati. I would know. I have seen his tomb. So has Tim. We have seen his tomb in New Orleans that has been struck by lightning, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and it's not the highest structure in the cemetery. So something in the universe, if this man were to go on a secret mission, would say, there he is. Like I said, lightning would find him. The Illuminati would not help him because it would not be a secret mission for furthering the world and furthering the Illuminati. It's also Nicolas Cage. I feel like he shouts a lot. I don't think he's a quiet person. If you look at him, you just hear, the bees! Yes.
I just have to say, Grace, I feel like every point that you have made is solidifying why he should be a secret agent or why he may already be an agent of chaos within our community. I do think that as like an eternal being, Nicolas Cage has probably crossed paths with the FBI, with other kinds of institutions that have spies and secret agents. And I think the way that he attracts the wrong kind of attention, it is a distraction, first and foremost. Get you off the scent of his actual mission, which is whatever kind of world supremacy that he's doing for the Illuminati or all of these institutions. So I do think that he might already qualify as a secret agent.
Also, not a fictional character. Sorry.
I disagree. I very much think that man is a fictional character. He's in his own world. He really is. He's not real. Have you ever seen him in person? No. None of us have. He could very well be a fictional character for all we know.
Yeah, but Titus, I don't know. Like, I'm hearing everything you're saying, and the same thing goes for Titus, except he's fictional. Sorry, that was but also, yeah, I just feel like he would draw attention to himself, but not in the good way. Like, unless you wanted him to be a distraction, but even then, I think he'd mess it up. He just messes up everything. Like, I just don't see it.
I do feel like Titus might have the advantage of he probably knows how to code switch. Like he knows how to like change who he needs to be for the circles he's in. I feel like that's something that he might have a grasp on. Gotcha. Meanwhile, Gilderoy Lockhart has not changed himself for anyone in his entire life and has no capability to do so.
Time. All right, guys. So I'm gonna let you in on my decision making right now. It is between Gilderoy and Titus. Because Nicolas Cage was beaten down quite a bit, and also he's not a fictional character.
Oh, you're gonna hate my number 1 pick then.
So I think that I need to give it to Titus for number 5.
All right, my number 4 slot for the worst fictional spy is Boo from Monsters Incorporated. First of all, she is a toddler. She is volatile. She is easily distracted. She is a menace to society. She is here for a good time, doesn't understand the concept of a long time yet, and cannot fully understand the stakes of the situation she would be put in. Also, she would have a really hard time reading the secret agent briefs. I'll make the account that she's a literal 4-year-old. I yield my time.
Alrighty, so my number 4, he's an iconic character, but he's not a good spy, and that is Larry the Cucumber from VeggieTales. He always has to sing a silly song with Larry, and that, again, kind of like Titus, is just distracting. He also would then have this moral complex type situation where he wouldn't know what he should do and if he should do these secret agent things. And he's also high-key annoying. So, and he's a cucumber. Like, what can he do? He doesn't have legs.
Time.
Imagine it is your job to brief secret agents, and it's the one job you have, and you take pride in it. And every time you brief this certain agent, all you hear is, "What?" And that would be the sound of Toad from Mario Kart, my number 4 pick for worst secret agent. I yield the rest of my time. I'll get into it. What? What is the mission, Toad? Now imagine trying to communicate with that. All right, Toad, you're going to go down the hall to the left. What? And then you just hear the pitter-patter of tiny feet that cannot be quiet at all, that can't crawl into small spaces because he's abnormally sized. He's got a big head. I just think it would be a headache to every single person involved, and there's just no benefits to having Toad as a secret agent whatsoever.
And that's where you're wrong, because if you play other games franchise, you know that within the context of this universe, where everyone is incredibly annoying, including Toad, but not limited to him, he is constantly helping Mario and Luigi. He is incredibly accommodating, very, very helpful. And he does help them on their missions to save Princess Peach in multiple occasions. So I do think that while he would be so grating, you are so correct on that, I think he would have the right attitude to be a team player, which you would need for a secret agent.
I would say yes, but not in this universe. In this universe, if you tried to sneak Toad into Buckingham Palace, that would not. If you were like, "Hey, we got a secret mission in Buckingham Palace. You got to accomplish this," I think Toad would be overwhelmed by the real world, the not the Mario Kart world, and would just would not know what to do, would crack under pressure, would shrink like the wee shroom he is.
I could say the same for Larry the Cucumber. He would not do well under pressure. While I hear that you think Toad's annoying, I agree with Katie that he is helpful. My argument against Boo would be that, like, I don't know. Have you seen Raya the Last Dragon? There's a baby that gets like all this shit done. And I feel like Boo could be that for a secret agent kind of group. I feel like she could get stuff done.
I think Boo has the bumbling personality of the, oh no, I tripped on this switch, but I saved the world kind of.
She also gets away with being in the Monsters universe basically most of the movie, and she's just wearing like a freaking headlamp and a couch. Like, I don't know, I feel like she's actually pretty incognito.
I have to say though, we're still playing within if Grace is able to
yes.
In the context of the real world, this is just a normal 4-year-old. This is just a child. This is just a baby. Someone decided to make a secret agent, which is just wrong. It's incorrect. And also, Larry the Cucumber is already an agent of Christ, so he has some experience on the job.
It was gonna be Boo for so long, but
No!
I felt there was a finisher. Like, there was something that was so hard to come back from, that Boo was kind of incognito for most of the Monsters, Inc. movie. And like, I understand that she's literally just a 4-year-old, and that is fantastic. But if we're looking at what the arguments were for, how they were batted away, and most importantly, what the arguments were against, the only thing on Larry the Cucumber was this religion and who he might serve as a higher power. So I believe that the number 4 spot needs to go to Larry the Cucumber from VeggieTales.
Okay, my number 3 pick is going to be the Hulk, aka Bruce Banner. Man cannot handle stress whatsoever. He also, for as smart as you may think he is, he asks a lot of dumb questions. He's like, what? Where am I? Where's Black Widow? What? And just can't, the slightest kind of stress, which secret agent, secret missions are, he would hook up, and that would just be bad. End of mission.
Alrighty, my number 3 is Moaning Myrtle. Hear me out. I know she's a ghost, and you'd be like, Autumn, she's a ghost. She should be a good spy. But if you haven't noticed, she's like constantly whining and crying. So I feel like she just couldn't get through a single briefing without falling apart. And then she'd end up in a toilet. And I just don't think she could handle the pressure of being a secret agent. I yield.
All right. So my number 3 pick is Stefan from SNL's Weekend Update. His entire character is rooted in his inability to follow a prompt, and given he would 100% veer off in the wrong direction, the FBI, whoever's hiring him, is likely to be much less lax on him following briefs and Seth Meyers. And let's talk about Seth Meyers. It's far too easy to capture and use as like, a bargaining chip by the opposite side. Also, he would 100% fight with whoever was in the HQ disguise designer if they tried to take his Ed Hardy t-shirt away. I yield my time. I feel like you might have just like given us the exact bargaining chip, which is Moaning Myrtle is not stealthy, but she is a ghost, and she does deliver valuable intel to the Harry Potter gang when they're trying to solve the mystery of the Chamber of Secrets. She is, at least at some level, very useful. And I think maybe if she's lower on the list, then she would slip by, but like it's a little high of a spot to put someone that has that good of a power.
So, but also she like, if I know she can, like, she leaves the bathroom, but like she doesn't leave the bathroom, like she just stays there. So like if she was,
I would argue we don't know that. There's a lot of behind the scenes things we don't see. And also, Dumbledore's a nosy bitch. Like, I am sure that Dumbledore has been like, yo, Myrtle, can you tell me, like, what's going on with Harry and his, like, daily life? Like, can you get that scoop? Like, she done some snooping and some spying in her day. She spied on Cedric Diggory when he was taking a bath, and she was like, wow.
And that was in the men's bathroom.
Yep.
oh, I know, she can leave the girls' bathroom, but then she just like ends up crying. And like, I just feel like that's just like not a good person to be working with. Like, you can't take care of someone's emotional, like be their emotional support all the time. And if you're working with someone like that and you're supposed to be like getting like stuff done stealthily and you have to take care of her, like, I don't know. It's just going to be a lot of like work.
You see, she cries, and then she uses that crying to manipulate people, which I think is a great asset of a undercover secret agent. You know, it's not a good skill to have on your side. A green monster side you don't even know fully about. That is just a red flag, a green flag, if you will, right there. The slightest thing. I mean, we know how high stakes these missions are. The slightest thing, the air temperature could change, and Hulk could be like, just botch the whole thing.
I'm gonna let you finish, Grace, but the thing is, they gave us a write-out as to why the Hulk is no longer that volatile in the Endgame movie.
Don't tell me! Don't tell me! I haven't seen Endgame.
All right, cover your ears for Endgame spoilers. The Hulk has a write-out as to why he's now not a super volatile and difficult being to have on your team, because the Russo brothers absolutely retconned him in Endgame. So now he's just a giant hulking dude, which sounds pretty useful to me. I don't know about y'all. You know who's not useful? A twink from the Bronx who's just not willing to do his job correctly.
And to that I'd say Hulk smash!
On Hulk Smash, we're going to call it there. And this one's pretty easy for me. Number 3 goes to Stefan. Katie takes the round.
My number 2 slot for this round is the entire human cast of The Good Place. First of all, Chidi, this man gets anxious choosing lunch. He's not cut out for life in the shower. Tahani and Eleanor are definitely the best liars, but they also have too big of egos and will definitely expose their mission for clout. Jason has never faced a problem that cannot be solved with a Molotov cocktail. The name of the game is stealth, and he was not born in that game. I yield my time.
All right, so imagine this, right? You're a secret agent, and you can't lie. Because when you lie, your nose grows and people know. That's right, Pinocchio is my number 2 because he can't get away with anything without people knowing. That's it.
Come on, Vamonos. Everybody, let's go on a secret mission. Our words we have never, ever heard before and never will, because Dora the Explorer, would make a terrible, terrible secret agent. She cannot do a damn thing by herself. She needs the audience's help the entire time. She needs the help with every single thing around her. She is just not prepared for this life.
Let's bring it back to Shrek, the first movie, where we learn exactly how useful Pinocchio and his ability to not lie comes when they shame him for his choice of undergarments and he makes a nose bridge and frees everyone. I think it would be very useful to have that level of shape-shifting ability when you're a secret agent. Call me crazy.
To add to that, they also play the Mission Impossible music as that iteration of Pinocchio jumps down the whatever it is to the dungeon to save them.
Yeah,
you're certainly right.
He's not being like a secret agent there. I mean, like, he is trying to do something sneaky, but like he's not. It's not the same as like going on a mission and having a briefing and like needing to be undercover. Like, he cannot be undercover. They're gonna be like, "Who are you?" And he's gonna be like, "I'm Joe," and he's not Joe. And then what's the point of that? So I will say, Grace, I think Dora deserves to be higher on the list. I don't know. I hear everything you're saying, but I think she's just like the worst.
I think there is some potential for her in this spot due to other iterations, specifically Dora and the Search for the Hidden Temple, which is a cinematic masterpiece recently seen by myself. Dora just need, you know what? I argue for this spot because I think Dora could get there one day if she grows up. She's a child in the cartoon series for a very long time. She needs the help of everyone around her, even you, the viewer, whose job it is to just be a kid and sit back and drink your juicy juice box. And she needs you. She cannot do it alone whatsoever.
Here's the thing, though. I think that she actually does know how to do it. I think that that's for our benefit, as she is our bilingual teacher.
I disagree.
She is incredibly intelligent. She's proven to be bilingual.
Needs to be physically guided. She holds Boots' hand the whole time. Boots is like, okay, Dora, come on.
How do you know Boots doesn't want to have his hand held? How do you know that she's the not the emotional supporter there?
So like everything Grace is saying is true, which I think makes her like actually the worst. Like she just can't do anything alone. She can't even get rid of, or she can barely get rid of without your help, a stupid little fox, like a little fox.
That announces himself. He says, whoa, swipe her now, swipe.
But she gets rid of him every time.
No, she needs you.
And your help. You tell her where it is.
That's for our benefit. She's including us.
But all this to say, I think she deserves to be higher on the list again. And I still think Pinocchio would make a terrible secret agent.
Time.
Oh,
No.
Sometimes the winner can just slide under the radar because I didn't hear a single thing against them and the opening argument was strong. And I heard several things against both of the other contestants. So number 2 is the cast of The Good Place. Here's the deal, everyone. There is one round left. The score is currently Grace 1, Autumn 2, Katie 2. This means it is truly anyone's game because if Grace ties it, she'll still have the number 1 spot and take the day. So it is truly dependent on who wins this next round. And Grace, we're beginning with you. Time starts when you begin speaking. Good luck.
I stand by the fact that every real person I have chosen, I truly believe to be a fictional character. My pick for number 1 spot is Republican Senator Ted Cruz. That man cannot take direction, no matter what way you swing it. Not good at listening, not good at playing with others, has his own agenda. Does the opposite of what you ask to do. I yield my time. Oh, Zodiac Killer. He's also the Zodiac Killer. Yeah.
Alrighty, so as you can imagine, I'm all for Dora the Explorer as number 1. We've already talked about her a bit and how she like literally needs everyone's help to do a simple task. She also shows everyone the map she's using. So like, how idiotic is that? She tells you where she's going. I yield my time.
My number 1 pick, truly the person, the least equipped to be a secret agent, is Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Despite giving birth to the war criminal who is Louise, she's truly too good of a person for this. That voice can pierce through concrete. She rolled a nat 20 in personality and a nat 1 on stealth. She is just too good of a person to be a spy. She does not have the cutthroat personality. She's just here for her family. And I know she wouldn't, because she would never put her family in harm's way. She would always be thinking about them because she is a family person. It goes without saying that Ted Cruz has already committed mass murder, which is meaning that he is fully capable of taking down the militia that you would need to as a spy. He has the cutthroat personality for it. I think that he's well equipped for it.
Nope,
he is not going to take no as an answer.
Mm-hmm. The man is not discreet whatsoever, is very loud about his beliefs. If he gets one briefing from agent he doesn't disagree with, he's going to do the complete opposite. He runs away from a fight. Look at what happened in Texas. There was a winter storm. Everybody lost power. He went on vacation. He abandoned his mission, his only mission. He left. And there's also just so much lore around him that you have heard of him. You've heard of the Zodiac Killer. You know who this person is. He could not be a secret agent if he tried. For Linda, I would like to say, I think she could talk her way out of any situation, charm the pants off of any situation that she was put into. Like, if she was held at gunpoint, she'd be like, oh, wow, I love your sneakers. And really could work that angle with the warm, loving heart chakra energy that she just radiates.
I feel like Ted Cruz, the fact that everyone knows him, like everyone knows who he is already, like no one would be surprised. I hear that, but you could say the same for Dora. Because everyone knows Dora, especially once you're like, you hit like age 2, like, you know Dora. Linda, I agree, could get away with things because she's so unsuspecting. Like, she is just that average mom. Like, you wouldn't suspect her to be a secret agent, and yet there she could be. Like, I just think she could get away with like murder. I
think Dora has potential to grow in her life and change. She is, however, a young child. You know who doesn't have that, and I don't think we will ever still see change? Ted Cruz. Dora, I really think that she could, she's an explorer, man. She hunts for treasure on the daily, and nobody has ever been like, hey, Dora, this museum actually really needs that artifact.
But like, okay, she's an explorer. That does not make her a spy. Like, she is not sneaky about anything. In fact, she's probably like hired by museums to go dig for shit. Like, like she is out on a mission, but it's not sneaky. It's like she's literally telling you where she's going.
It cannot be Ted Cruz.
No.
Because too many points were made against him. He is very well known. He has possibly already committed mass murder, which would make him well equipped to be a secret agent. I am between Dora and Linda Belcher. And similar hits were taken against both. Like, blows were traded that were very similar. At the end of the day, I need to go with Linda Belcher. Katie's taking the win and moving on to the finals. Well done. Congratulations. Wow. Didn't see that coming. Not in a way that I thought you'd be bad, but like Linda Belcher coming. Congratulations. We'll see you in the championship for that Top Shelf Takes Top Shelf Cup. All right, guys, I'm going to list off the worst secret agent team that has ever existed. So, number 6, Jaws the Shark. Number 5, Titus Andromedon. Number 4, Larry the Cucumber. Number 3, Stefan. Number 2, the cast of The Good Place. And number 1, Linda Belcher. Well done, everyone. This has truly been an inspiring round of Top Shelf Takes. We need to, here at Famous Secret Agent, weed out who the bad choices for our team would be, and you've given some very clear candidates to stay away from. If you liked what you see here and you want to see more, click that subscribe button. Give us a like, really helps the channel. And then we want to hear what your top 6 list is for the worst famous secret agents or just secret agents that you could come up with. Unfortunately, it won't be the real thing because that has been decided. That's indisputable, but I'd still love to hear what you have to say. Leave us a comment, and this has been Top Shelf Takes.